Hello, everybody. It's your favorite NBA Yap artist back at it once again. If you guys enjoy daily NBA content, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. Getting close to 10,000 subscribers. Today, we're going to talk about the dregs of the league. Some of the worst teams in the league. We're talking about every single team that has 5 or fewer wins so far and their future outlook. How scared should we be? Are some of them just trusting the process, or should we really be concerned about the future outlook of some of these teams? Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. No coffee today. We're a little bit later in the afternoon. We're going water. Okay, water today. Britta, you have outdone yourself this time. Let's get right into it, talking about some of the dregs. Dregs is kind of a sick dreg. Anybody know a dreg? I mean, dreg sounds like a cool name. Sounds like I could name a daughter that or something. Come here, dreg. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about these teams. All these teams have yet to eclipse 5 wins or more than exceed 5 wins. It's been a very weird year. I thought I saw a stat that it's been some of the most blowouts we've seen. The average margin of victory is one of the highest it's been. I think there's a lot of different factors there. Injuries across the league has to do with it. Pace of play, style of play, all of that kind of leads towards more blowouts. But there's a lot of shit teams, and these are some of the teams we have down here that we need to talk about. Let's start with the Nets. So I've got 3 categories here that I'm gonna filter these teams into. We've got the trust the process. These teams shouldn't be worried. You know, they're bad, they're rebuilding, whatever the case may be. There's reason for hope for these teams, right? The night is darkest before the dawn. This will make sense when we get there. These are teams where things don't look great, but you can at least squint and see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just going to be some dark days ahead, but there is ultimately reason for hope. In Factory of Sadness, these are teams that, well, I don't know why you'd feel much of anything at this juncture in time, right? At this juncture in time. All right, so let's get into it, right? With the Brooklyn Nets. Let's start here. 2 wins on the season, 2-12. They've been the worst defense in the league. I don't know what to do with them, because in my brain, I was going to originally just put them in the trust the process tier, whatever. We know they're bad. They got 5 first-round rookies, but I'm just going to be real and brutally honest with you. Watching a little tiny bit of this team so far, can you feel confident at all that any of these guys are going to turn into anything for you? And then if your answer to that question is no, yeah, sure, you do have a lot of picks and stuff moving forward, but if I'm at this stage as a franchise, like I am with Brooklyn, and I just left the first round with 5 picks, I'd like to at least feel really good about a young player I have. Like, all right, this is our blue chipper. Like, this is our guy moving forward. I guess Igor Dioman would be that. And he has shown some very interesting stuff. Like, his shooting has been pretty impressive so far to start his young career, right? But you do have to wonder some of the defensive stuff, some of the athleticism stuff with him that makes you a little hesitant to be super all in. And then Nolan Traore's been, in the G League. Ben Serap's been in the G League. Danny Wolf, G League. Drake Powell's been good defensively, but I don't know. I just would like to see more from some of these younger guys. Now, the big positive for them is some of their old dudes who they could flip. I say old, but relatively old considering their roster. Like, MPJ's been good this year. Could you get a team that jumps in and give you a first-round pick for MPJ? Maybe. Claxton's been good this year if you want to trade him. I'm going to go night is darkest before the dawn, because you squint and there is, they got so many picks and stuff. Like, it's all good. And if they get some lottery luck this upcoming season, that'll be good for them. But, yeah, I can't help but feel like I want to see a little bit more from some of their young guys, considering how bad they are. The Hornets, I'm going to go with trust the process. I feel like out of this bunch, they might be the best team, which is crazy to say. I think they're fine. Brandon Miller, the big concern with them is LaMelo and Brandon Miller's health long-term. Not all that worried about LaMelo, because honestly, I think they're probably heading towards a divorce, those two. But Brandon Miller, I would be very concerned about. You drafted the guy 2nd overall. He showed tons of flashes, tons of upside, and he just cannot stay on the basketball court. But Con Knippel's been the best rookie in the NBA by a lot. So you have that going for you. We have to really adjust our ceiling on him. You've got what looks like probably the best rookie class in the entire league with Kalkbrenner, Sion James, and we haven't even seen much of Liam McNeely. So, yeah, I think the Hornets are totally fine with where they're at. And if they can, get some lottery luck in this upcoming draft, they got a really great young core moving forward in Charlotte. So I think all is well there. The Mavericks. Where do I fucking put the Mavericks? Can't go with trust the process, because there is no process currently other than being shit. They've got the worst offense in the league. Now, I guess a bright spot for them is they are they're top 5 in defense. So they have put together a good defensive team. They've got some interesting young guys. I mean, I cannot go the Factory of Sadness with them. I will go the night is darkest before the dawn. Shout out to Dark Knight. I got to be real with you guys. That used to be my favorite movie. I went back and watched it not too long ago. Something just didn't click. And that really hurts me. deep down. It really does. It hurts me deep down to my core. They have Cooper Flag, and that's it, right? Every single one of these teams would kill to have Cooper Flag. You got so incredibly lucky. It's unbelievable how lucky you got. And because he's on the team, there's at least some hope. Now, of course, you don't own your pick after this upcoming draft, or you do own your pick. You don't have complete and total control of your pick for the next 5 drafts. So that really kind of hinders you. But you do have some pretty good young guys on this roster that you could at least flip for something, or just keep and build next to Cooper Flag and whoever you end up getting in this draft this upcoming year. But, hey, if the Mavericks get super lucky again and land a top 3 pick in the upcoming draft, then you've got one of the best young duos in quite some time. So there's definitely some light at the end of the tunnel for the Mavericks, but there's going to be some dark days ahead. I'll tell you that much. Indiana, trust the process. There's no point in even really talking about them much. They are terrible. They are absolutely dreadful. But I mean, who the fuck's even playing? Let's pull up the last game played by Indiana and see who is on the floor for them, please. Because I did see a graphic going around of their social media team saying like the final graphic, and it was James Robinson Earl on it. So that tells you most of what you need to know. Oh, they got to win against Charlotte their last game. Let's see who played in their last loss against Detroit. Who was out there? Pascal, Nimhard, Ben Shepherd, Jarris Walker, Isaiah Jackson, Ben Math, JRE, Tony Bradley, TJ McConnell. That's not that bad. That's not as bad as I was expecting. Some of these guys are coming back, so maybe that'll be better for them, but whatever. It's a lost year for them. They already knew that going into it, so it is what it is. Clippers, Factory of Sadness. This is one of the most dire situations in the league. Point blank. I don't know if it is the absolute most dire situation in the league right now, but damn, it's close. Okay. Of course, beyond anything else, they do not have their pick. The rest of the league is shaking in their boots at the idea that the Clippers could be sending a high lottery pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very much on the table. What sticks out to me, man, is they're just so old. Defensively, they're so bad. I look at it and I don't know if there's a fix. I really don't. I don't know if there's a Band-Aid trade out there for them to make. And I look at their roster, and if they were to decide to be like, all right, this hasn't worked out. We're too old. We need like a soft reset here. What do you even do? Like, I look at their roster, and I don't know what they would get out of some of these guys. Some of these guys are just so old. Some of these guys are making so much money that I'm just not sure the value there for some of these dudes. And it's really bad. Like, hey, man, look, they've gotten some pretty okay performances from some of their young dudes. Like, Kobe Sanders has been one of the better, hidden gem rookies in the league so far this year. Okay. How old is Kobe Sanders? How old is he? 6'8", Jesus. He's going to turn 24 years old this year. He's an old rookie. I've seen people say build around Jordan Miller, Kobe Brown, and Kobe. They had 2 different Kobes on their team. That's kind of interesting. Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller. Like, dude, do you realize what you're fucking saying? Okay, this is one of the most dire situations in the entire league. No 2 ways around it. Dire for the whole league as well. I don't know how they come out of this. I really don't. Memphis. Wow. They've been pathetic and embarrassing. Like, let's just call it that. Let's just call it what it is, right? They've been embarrassing and pathetic. You know what's not embarrassing and pathetic? This time tomorrow, I'll be on a plane on my way to Europe. Guys, leave a heart for Europe down in the comments. It's my favorite country. I love it. Okay. Memphis. The Ja Morant situation is terrible. Still think you could probably trade Ja Morant for something. Still think if you're just like, man, fuck this, let's just tear it down. Jaren Jackson Jr. is somebody you could trade for a good return. You can get a lot. Why I'm not going to necessarily go trust the process, because it is a little bit bleak for them, especially because outside of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., yeah, Cedric Howard has been really good so far this year. Do I think Cedric Howard has like legitimate star upside? No, but I think he can be a really good role guy for sure. But the thing is, though, is the Grizzlies, and I'll put them the night is darkest before the dawn, because I think things are going to get ugly there. But they do a really good job scouting and developing players. So at the very worst, right, like they'll always churn out 1 or 2 guys in offseason that turn into rotation players for them. So I'm not overly concerned, but this whole situation is an absolute mess. No toys around that, right? No toys around that. Pelicans. Let me save them for last, actually. They're one of the hardest ones because I'm just going to put the Wizards and trust the process, which is they're the worst team in the league. They've won one game. And don't look up who they beat. Don't look up who that one win is, please. Just don't do it. They've looked dreadful. I'm a little bit disappointed because weirdly enough, I don't know, maybe I'm a dumb fuck. I thought they'd be a little bit more competitive. Like I thought there was a world where this Wizards team could be like last year's Nets team where they were losing games early on, but they were kind of feisty and a bitch to play until they just really shut it down. That has not been the case at all. They've been dreadful. But the reason why I'll say trust the process is, Alex Sarr looks fantastic. He's having a great second year. Keyshawn George has shown enough for you in his second year that you feel very good about them, about that duo moving forward. If it weren't for Sarr, like if Sarr was having a really, really rough start to his second year, I'd be much more concerned about them. But I like what they've got going on. There's some concerning Trey Johnson stats about his shooting percentages and stuff that do concern me for a guard of his ilk, right? But I'm not going to jump the ship on that just yet. I'm not going to jump overboard and sell some of my Trey Johnson stock, which I do have. I'm going to hold on to that for a little bit. And if they can finally get some lottery luck and land a top 3 pick in this upcoming draft, they can pair like a legitimate franchise altering cornerstone superstar level prospect to go alongside with Sarr and Keyshawn George. Like that's good. So I'm okay with that for them. Jazz, I kind of feel the same way, right? Like some of their young guys, like Keontae George has been fantastic this year. That's really encouraging. Lowry looks fucking great. So we're kind of back to Lowry could fetch us a haul if we wanted to get rid of him, right? If we finally decided it's time to trade him. Ace Bailey's been playing a little bit better as of late too. He's starting to look a lot more comfortable. Yeah, I mean they've got obviously some of their other young guys you'd like to see performing better, like Cody Williams just does not look like an NBA player, which sucks because you spent a high pick on him. What was he, a 10th overall pick, 11th overall pick, something like that. So that's unfortunate, right? That's unfortunate that you haven't gotten the return on him just yet. Yeah, I mean, Lowry looking like how he looks, that Lowry looking how he looks, and Ace Bailey starting to figure it out a little bit. I'm okay with that with them. Trust the process, 100%. Kings and Pelicans. Kings are going right in the factory of sadness. Are they the worst spot in the league? Clippers might be up there just because they don't have their picks at all. They're so old. They don't have any interesting young players, really. Again, shout out to Kobe Sanders, but let's just be real. No real fun, interesting young players. And it just feels like it's over and done with, right? The same can kind of be said with Sacramento. You know, obviously, I just feel so badly for their fans, man. I mean, they've had one fun year in like 20 years. One fun season in like the last 18 or so years. One. And that's just been ripped away. And if you were kind of paying attention or really paying attention over the course of that, it was like, yeah, I don't know how real this Kings thing is, but it is fun. Like everybody's smiling and having a great time. So because of that, we're all having a great time, right? But deep down, I was like, I don't know how serious this is. And I felt bad at the time for being like, guys, I don't think this Kings thing's very serious, because unfortunately it wasn't, right? And part of the thing with them that sucks is, you know, you got Keegan Murray, who's been injured for most of the season, obviously. 25 years old. Like if you were to ask anybody, like that's their young guy, that's their guy moving forward. You know, he just played his first game in a game in which they lost by 40 points to the Grizzlies. Yikes, man. They're just getting their asses handed to them. I don't think Keegan Murray's like a star upside level player. I think he could be like a really solid role guy for sure. But I don't see like potential star there with Keegan. And again, he's just older. Is he going to turn 26 years old this year? Just one of these older rookies, man. These guys just have a cap. No, he just turned 25. These guys just historically have a cap to their ceiling. That's just the way that it's always been. It's the same thing with like Nick Clifford, 23-year-old rookie. Even Max Reynald, 22-year-old rookie. Devin Carter does not look good at all. Like that's just the reality. So they don't have like a lot of really interesting young players. And then on top of that, I mean, DeMar's 36. Who's giving up anything of real value for DeMar DeRozan at this juncture? No one, right? Zach LaVine. We've done this thing with Zach LaVine over and over. It's like, yeah, some of his stats look good, but I mean, his stats have looked good for years, and he's just been floating around in trade rumors in perpetuity, and nothing ever happens. Domas has not looked good at all this year. Now he's hurt and is going to miss some time. But like, also, what are you going to get in return for Domas? If you were like, really take a look around the league and try to tell me what teams are going to line up for Domantas Sabonis. I don't know if there's teams out there that are willing to do it. So that's kind of where I'm at with them, where there's not a lot of real exciting young talent on this roster. The rest of your team is just older, and I don't know what their value would be across the league, and they're dreadful. They are dreadful. Folks are calling them the dreadful Kings, the sad Kings. They're pathetic, and I feel horribly for their fans. From what I can gather, from what I've seen from some Kings fans that I follow, like this is like some of the lowest they have felt, which is saying a lot. But this team that was the beam team just 2-3 seasons ago is now just this disgusting mess of a fucking franchise with no real direction at all. Bad, bad, bad. The Pelicans. So part of me, you can't make this up, guys. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Unbelievable. It's every fucking video. The Pelicans. So obviously you kind of want to go with Factory of Sadness for a multitude of different reasons, right? The Zion era appears that it has been slammed shut. Like it feels inevitable at this point that he'll be on a new team at some point in the near future. Probably Herb Jones get moved, Trey Murphy gets moved. What actually really concerns me with them is they should be doing all that. Let me be upfront and honest. That's what they should be doing. Yes, Trey Murphy. If you listen to NBA Twitter, you can swindle every team in the league for Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy should be getting traded. Herb Jones should be getting traded. What concerns me is these reports that they want to do a win now trade. Like that terrifies me. What the fuck that's going to look like. Obviously, they don't have their pick this upcoming draft, and they look like one of the worst teams in the league. So it looks like they're going to gift wrap the Atlanta Hawks a very, very good lottery pick. That all sucks. That makes me kind of want to put them in Factory of Sadness because it's just a sad situation. Fans aren't going to games. It's brutal. But damn, dude, Derek Queens look great. Like Derek Queens looks so good that I think that there's at least a light there at the end of the tunnel where it's like, okay, this could be something. Like this could be something here. This could be a franchise-altering star, right? This is the flashes we've seen from Derek Queen so far this season. And Fears has looked good too. I'm always a little bit fearful. Get it, guys? I'm always a little bit fearful for these small guards because you just got to be so good at that size to make a real impact. But I do think that there's some upside there for him, right? But Queen's been so good that I actually think I'm going to put them here. I think that's the light at the end of the tunnel for them. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel for these two shit teams. Okay, I don't see a light at all. For the Pelicans, I do. Let me know what you guys think. What teams was I not harsh enough on? Which teams was I too harsh on? Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see travel content, leave a heart. I love you guys.